Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys, and though I've never been that interested in fast cars, when it comes to technology, I've always overclocked my computer and sort of been obsessed by speed. So when Linksys asked me if I'd like to check out their brand new router, the one that's being called by some the fastest, most powerful home router you can buy, what could I say but, oh yeah.
EpicReviewGuys.
The Linksys WRT1900AC is a home Wi-Fi router that comes in a box that's so big and heavy it could actually hold a computer itself. But that actually makes sense because this device does so many things and has so many features, it actually is sort of a computer in and of itself. Now, I'm not going to do a very technical review of this on this channel. I'll discuss briefly how to set it up, what you get with it, and then get right to the testing, both in how fast can it transfer files, can I watch a 4K video that's on my other computer via the Wi-Fi onto this laptop, can I walk a block away and still watch that same video via the Wi-Fi. So we're going to test out the range and the speed. If you'd like to see a more in-depth review of this, I'll put that up on the Epic Reviews Tech channel where we'll look at more depth at some of the features and also do a comparison with another AC router. I'll put a link to that video up here when I have that. And just two other points before I take it out of the box here. One is, if you're interested in this, I'll put a link to it down below this video. And number two, I'm not going to tell you how much it costs right now because if you're eating or drinking something, you might choke and I don't want to be responsible for that. I'll tell you later. Here is an enormous router. Now, if you set up your own wireless network in your house, maybe 10 years ago or so, this might look familiar because they've gone retro on this. They've taken the design from one of their wildly popular early model routers that I think every other household had, and they've brought it back. Even though this has the look of that 10-year-old router, the technology inside is cutting edge. All the ports, the WAN port and the LAN ports, are all gigabit Ethernet. Comes with a USB 3.0 port to use with external storage, an eSATA port, and they just went crazy with all the antenna connectors. There are 4 external antennas you hook up to this. Your 4 antennas. Also included in the box is an Ethernet cable and the charging transformer. I'm going to go get my cable modem and bring it up and set it up here and then see if this is easy or complicated to get running just in basic mode. Okay, I've got my cable modem hooked up. I did want to mention that my internet speed here is 30 megabit per second. It's not really fast enough to test the very fast capabilities of this router. So for that, I'm going to use a program called LAN speed test. Took less than a minute for the router to do its thing and the lights to settle down. And now on my laptop, I see 2 Linksys networks. One is 5 gigahertz, the other 2.4 gigahertz. On the bottom of the router, there's a sticker that gives you the default password to log into that, and it's also in here. So let me connect and see what happens. I connected to the Linksys network with password here, and as soon as I opened the browser, it immediately took me to a setup screen for the router, and you have your choice of going through a wizard where they ask you some questions, and they set it up for you, or you can say, I want to do it manually and do everything yourself. After a firmware update, the internet started working, so that was all there was to that, but I wanted to see what's available in the screens here. Parental controls are real basic. Media prioritization, this one is supposed to be key. If you turn this on and set it up, it will allow streaming internet traffic to have the priority over everything else. So if someone's downloading a big game to install on their computer, it won't interfere with you watching Netflix. Netflix will take precedence over that, and their game will take a little longer. Now the external storage, I'm going to try this next. I'm going to plug in my USB 3 external hard drive that has 4K video on it and see if I can watch that across the network. This new Linksys router works with DLNA enabled devices like TVs so that you can see the files across the network. Here on my Windows 8 Lenovo laptop, I have this entry that's new, and if I look at that, it's broken down into music, photos, and videos. Go into videos, should go pretty quickly, and I do have 4K video. Yep, the Rainbow Loom, that's the one. Let's see if it'll stream. Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys here with my 5K running Looming assistant. We've got 2 Rainbow Looms here that may look the same, but look carefully. One of them is brand new. Seems to be working pretty well. Okay, played 4K video no problem, sitting right next to the router. I've now taken the laptop out to the living room, so I'm about 30 feet away. Let's see if it can still stream with no problem. Hi. Hi, it's Paris from EpicReviewGuys here with my 5K running Looming assistant. We've got
So at a reasonable distance, it can still stream the 4K video. Time to check out the speed with the land speed test. Okay, I've got the land speed test server set up on my desktop out in the living room, and that's also where the router is. So I'm about 30 feet from the router here. Let's test the speed. That's pretty good. Got a speed of 238 on the download and 101 on the upload. That's megabit per second. What does that mean? Well, I ran this test a year ago with a new wireless AC dongle I bought for my old laptop, and I had at the time, cutting edge Asus AC router, and my numbers with that were about 60 up and 75 down. So this is plenty faster. Okay, out in the yard, about 60 feet away from the router. Let's give it another try. 54 and 55. Well, it certainly dropped a lot going outside. Let me cross the street. Okay, I am a good 120 feet away now from the router. Let's try this again. Definitely going slower, but still going. 7 and 16. Oh, I'm going to try to go a little further. Okay, I am now halfway down the block, at least 150 feet away from the router. Let's try this again. Well, it's not great numbers, but it completed the test. Upload of 2 and a download of 3, and I'm basically standing about in the backyard of the house across the street from where I live. So this is the best range, definitely, I've ever seen on a router.
Well, I am very impressed. I have never seen range like that on any router I've owned before, and the speed test is 2 to 3 times faster than the other wireless AC router I was using. So I am very impressed, but I wouldn't say I'm sold. Remember how I wouldn't tell you the price earlier? Okay, I'll tell you the price now. For the Linksys WRT1900AC going on sale today, it retails for $249. Now I know people don't like to spend money on infrastructure technology, something that sits in the corner, a router, and you never really do anything with it, but actually it's the backbone of all your internet connected devices. Your TV that you're watching Netflix on, your Amazon Fire device that you're watching your Amazon Prime movies, your phone when you don't want to use up your data plan but you still want to listen to music or watch something on YouTube. So you're going to go out and spend 30 bucks on a cheapo router. You can't complain when you have those network problems once you have more than 1 or 2 devices and you're trying to do something intensive on your network. The other thing people like to complain about, but they don't like to spend money to fix, is that corner of the house in the guest bedroom or on the second floor back when you're in the family room, how the internet's real flaky and sometimes it works, some days it seems like it won't work at all, that sort of very weak signal. You need a wireless extender, a range booster or something like that, or it looks like from the range I'm seeing with this, spend the money to get a very nice, fast, powerful router, and that should blast the internet out to every corner of your house. Again, if you're interested in this amazingly powerful router, I have a link to it down below this video. But if you live in a small apartment by yourself, you probably don't need all this horsepower. However, if you live in a 2-story, 3,000 square foot house with 3 kids, each of whom has their own phone and tablet and laptop, and all you hear in the evening wafting down the stairs is, "Dad, the internet's not working," what price for a little peace and quiet?
Shopping is easy when you know what to buy at